We're at the Mossom Creek Fish Hatchery. Here they take spawning salmon, harvest their eggs, and grow them over a year time, moving them from tank to tank till they're ready for release. We had reached out to the Department of Fisheries looking for opportunities to lend our aid to environmental efforts. In 2013, they came to us and told us about the fish hatchery and the fire that occurred here. In December of that year, the fish hatchery burnt down.
People were up the next day wandering around, kicking through the ashes, kind of just shaking their heads. It was really hard to come to terms with what had happened.
Almost nothing was saved except for a really badly burnt sign. Everything was lost, and when we have a company like Lafarge step up and say we're going to donate a large amount of material for you to build your building, it just makes it that much easier to take the next step.
We had our employees volunteer their labor, and we also added key products with concrete and some hydromedia, which is a special permeable concrete that will be put in around the building itself. We got involved in rebuilding the fish hatchery because it really hit on all the key pillars of our community investment program: environment, education, and sustainable construction.
Pacific salmon come back basically on a 4-year cycle. They come back and they spawn in freshwater streams. And these streams are getting warmer as the earth gets warmer, and they're getting encroached on as population builds, and we find more pollutants in their stream, and they're having a harder and harder time, especially in urban areas, for a salmon run to continue. So this way, when they return to their stream, we collect these fish, and then if they spawned on their own, only 10% of their 3,000 eggs from a female would survive. We get 99% survival, and we just raise them in the beginning of their cycle. We get them started, let them go into nature, and they grow up in the ocean just like wild fish.
We know that kids that grow up playing in nature are happier, healthier, and smarter. We live by that credo, and we encourage our community to get out in nature and to value places like these watersheds that we have.
The most important thing to us is educating people about what a healthy stream means and what salmon mean. Mossom Creek Hatchery started with students back in 1976. It has grown into a large community organization thanks to Lafarge's help, of course. It continues the tradition of Centennial School students taking the initiative and continuing on that work that started almost 40 years ago. Centennial School students are here today, and they're releasing 50,000 chum fry into our creek so that they can return in 4 years as adult and continue the life cycle, spawning as adults.
It feels great. It's just like giving back to nature, and especially here in BC, in such a beautiful environment, and it's rare to see such environment these days.
Coming down here today with Sandy was a great experience because I look at her as sort of a role model. She helps out so much, and she really inspires me because that's sort of my dream job, to help out in the environment and help with the community and help with sustainability. It just feels awesome to be able to give back to such a beautiful place.
I feel in my role I'm really fortunate to be able to work with groups like this, and Mossom Creek is a fantastic example of really diversified, really engaged. They've got lots of fantastic things going on. It's important to see salmon back. If you have a healthy watershed with salmon in it, you tend to have a really diverse and complex ecosystem, which is what we are looking for and the goal we're trying to achieve here.
We used the ground limestone in our cement, which reduced our carbon footprint by 10%. And we also used waste products, slag and fly ash. We used reclaimed water to, again, reduce the footprint of our ready-mix plant itself on its local environment. We also used the hydromedia, which is a permeable concrete that will let the water permeate through and not run off.
I can't say enough about Lafarge from stepping forward, being a community partner, and through our local MP, James Moore, and all his work, it caught the attention of the Prime Minister, who paid a visit to our hatchery just after we got our final occupancy permit. He came up to release some fish, meet up with some of the volunteers, was very impressed with the building, saw the Lafarge name front and center, came in and saw all the good work that is being done here and was very impressed. So the government now has a better knowledge of what we do and what our community partners like Lafarge do in helping out in projects like this.
We've been really impressed with the staff from Lafarge. The fellows who worked on site here for over 3 months, building the forms and pouring the concrete, were wonderful fellows, and everyone we've met from Lafarge has been an absolute pleasure to work with, and very, very generous with their time and their resources.
The level of community building that took place, the community coming together to rally behind the organization in this rebuild has been absolutely amazing. Seeing our residents, our businesses, our students, our media, everyone coming together to turn what really was a tragedy into a triumph, it's humbling to see what they've achieved here today. There are people that have not known a Port Moody without this hatchery, and to know that it's going to be here for generations to come is amazing.
Thank you to all of those who came together to make this happen, and to the businesses that stepped forward, to the local government, to our federal government, to our provincial government, who all stepped forward. Thank you. We wanted to make sure that when we're moving forward with economic development, that we do it responsibly. And the environment is important to all our citizens, and everything that has been done, such as the green roof and the walkway going up there, has been done with the environment in mind. It's been a wonderful project.
Lafarge is happy to be a part of this community project. Our employees work and live in this community, and we're just grateful to be part of this, and this is a great project for us to be involved in, and thank you very much for making us a part of it.
This is such a cornerstone of the quality of life of the Tri-Cities, an educational facility, a remarkable place. I came here as a kid. My son will come here as a little boy. This is just a great news story for the Tri-Cities, and it's great to see so many people come out for this, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever with more programming, more opportunities, and it's a really fantastic day. So congratulations to everybody who had such a fantastic part in this.
Environmental stewardship is a big part of everything we do, from our construction processes to how we interact with the environment around us. And we're proud to be a lead sponsor of the Mossom Creek Fish Hatchery.